Okay. Hey everyone. Let's see if we are live in all the places. It's looking like we are. Okay, great. Hi, how is everyone today? I am already bumping into things, which I'm not surprised because it's Wednesday. So say hi as you guys are popping in. I'm so excited to be here live with you guys on the final day of our 3-day live free workshop, Take Charge of 2026, where you are going to start designing your own roadmap for 2026. We are already a couple days into the process. And you guys have been doing so well on your homework and really letting yourself have experiences and realizing that you can get more clarity, more understanding, more connection. So I'm so proud of all of you for showing up and getting these lessons for yourself. Say hi when you guys are here so I know that everyone is hearing me. I did just do a sound check and some tech checks, and it looked like everything was okay, but hey, you never know, right? So today for our lesson, let me get it pulled up. We are going to be talking more about our intuition, about how intuition moves through breadcrumbs, because there is this space between what we want, what our desires are, right? Which is part of what we worked on yesterday, getting your 3 goals or desires for the year. That place between where we know what our goal is, our desire, and actually taking action. So today we're going to really look at how our intuition moves us along to take action. And then we're going to do an amazing exercise that I'm so excited to do with you guys, where we are going to actually take a little bit of a road trip with our higher self in a psychic energy experience that we're going to do. Okay, great. You guys can hear me. That is good. Hi, Jill. Hi, Sarah Marie. Hi, Matt. Hi, Trina. Good to see you guys. Okay, perfect. So that is essentially what we are doing today. Take some deep breaths. Welcome back, everyone. We are going to do the quick surprise prize announcement. And then I'm going to dive into the lesson. We will have a special guest again today, and we're going to do that exercise I was telling you about, where you're going to really start exploring one of these goals today, which we'll talk more about as we go. Hey, Elaine. Hey, Shayna. Good to see you guys. And then if you guys will permit me the ability, I am going to do a little bit of a chat for you later about the opportunity that I'm opening to all of you. You don't have to accept it. It's just an opportunity. And then I have some other exciting announcements having to do with some more free readings. So hang on to the end for that. There's so much happening today. I am working from notes. My eyes are tired from looking in these lights all day and at computer. So I might pop on some readers through this. But that is what is happening. Okay, so let's do the surprise prize first. In years past, I have done the live poll for you guys, but just in the spirit of saving a little bit of time, because there's a lot I want to get to, and I really want to carve out a good amount of time for our guided experience today. So I have pulled the name out of the box myself, and I did go through the homework. I write down everyone's name who is participating, and with my announcement later, I'm going to also tell you about another prize drawing I'm going to be doing for those of you that are participating in the homework and doing such a good job. So I haven't looked at this yet. I just hopefully you can see I kind of write them in a way that I can't identify the names, and we are going to pull our surprise prize winner. Hello, Juliet. Good to see you. Hello, Jason. Okay, let's take a look at our surprise prize winner for the last 2 days of homework. This is Kim Renee. Can you guys see that? I think it might be backwards in the way this is oriented, but Kim Renee is our surprise prize winner. So Kim Renee, if you are on this call or watching on the replay, just email me a physical address. It could be your address. It could be your work address. It could be your neighbor's address or a P.O. box. Anything is fine. Email that to me, joy@joyfulmedium.com, and I will mail you a physical surprise prize. And again, hang on till the end because I'm going to do another prize drawing, and I'm going to tell you how you can get your name into another prize drawing. But I really do love doing these surprise prizes. So let's take some big breaths together and settle in, because there is a lot of energy bubbling today. And you guys are all so sweet. I love the way you guys all congratulate and support each other. It's one of my favorite parts about doing these workshops in this group, the Joy Soul Spa, and my Intuitive Edge Mastermind course and my other mentorship courses, because you guys are just some of the most amazing, supportive, kind, sweet, loving souls. So, hey, Sean, I'm glad you were able to make it to the live. Okay, so yesterday you connected with your higher self and started to identify 2 or 3 areas or desires, goals, whatever word you like in there, that you are going to personally focus on in partnership with your higher self this year. And I do also believe in spirit guides, that I do teach that in other sessions and mentorships, but this is really this workshop about getting your own answers, just because this is a really chaotic world right now. And the thing I feel like I can do for everyone and offer everyone is what I offer in the mentorship, which is connecting us into our higher self, helping us really be able to go from those inspirations or feelings about what we should do to stepping into action. So today we're going to talk a little bit more about how intuition actually guides us in real life, especially when we feel like we don't have certainty, when our path isn't quite clear, and when we're learning to trust ourselves more deeply. And after the teaching today, I'd really love to take a few minutes to more fully explain the Intuitive Edge Mastermind program to all of you. Would that be okay with you guys? I hope yes. I will quickly just let you know that the course is now open. I will drop the link after we're done, and it's also right on my website, joyfulmedium.com. And we do have that mini reading bonus for people that sign up by tomorrow evening, 9 p.m. Pacific. You will be invited to a session, a mini reading session live on Zoom with whoever else joins in the bonus period, and I'll do personal readings for you to take an even deeper look at what's going on for you in your life. And later today, we are going to take the next step with this fun psychic exercise, a guided journey with your higher self in a totally different way than we did yesterday. So for our exercise later, we're going to work with only one of the 3 desires that we became aware of yesterday. So I just want you to know, so you can let that idea start percolating in the back of your mind, that we're going to be choosing or selecting one desire to work with in that exercise later. Not because the others don't matter or because we're picking like the most important one, but because intuition often works best when it has a focus, or when there is a direction that we're pointing. And at the end of today, I will again share some exciting news about a special bonus that I have just fine-tuned for you guys, and we'll work with your I'll teach you how to work with your remaining desires, because I want you to do all 3 of them. And if you guys have your printed out roadmap, this is part of what we're going to be working on later, and really understanding, okay, how are we being breadcrumbed from one section of our year to another? So you don't have to print out the physical paper if you don't want. You can just take the download. It's all on the Facebook page, and they were sent out in your email. So if you didn't check your spam, make sure you do, because there's something like extra special I'm going to be also sending out in your email. Or if you didn't join the email list, please make sure that you register for the course, because everyone who did register is going to get this other exciting bonus that we're going to talk about in a minute. So we are going to be really filling out these roadmaps as we go, and you're going to need to choose one desire, and then you can replicate with the 2 more desires that you had, because you had 2 or 3. So I want to start by just really acknowledging something that is coming up so strongly in the communities that I run, my VIP email community, which most of you are a part of, this community, and some others that I touch into. We did some recent surveys, and some of you have sent replies to me, which I do read every single one. And so many of you shared that you do receive intuitive information, but either it feels inconsistent, like you can get it sometimes, and then other times when you feel like you need it, you can't quite get as much of a sense of it. Or when you do get it, you're not sure how to trust it. You don't know how to turn that intuition into actual next steps. or not in a consistent way, or you feel afraid to act on what you sense is next. So if that is you, nothing is wrong with you. And this is exactly where intuition becomes really practical and why today's session matters so much as a core teaching. So most people, like we were talking about, expect intuition to show up differently than it does. Sometimes we expect, hey, Dawn, that intuition to show up like answers, right? All the answers. Well, I want all the answers. I want to know the answers, right? Or clear instructions, like we want the whole instruction list laid out for us before we're willing to take action. Or we want some kind of a flushed out plan that we can really hang on to before we start moving forward. But intuition rarely works that way, unfortunately. Have you ever felt this feeling inside of you when you do have that little bit of intuition and you're not sure what to do with it, where you're like almost arguing with your intuition, saying like, okay, well, show me the answers, or what's going to happen when I do this thing, or else I'm not going to do it. Or like, I want to see what's going to come of this before I agree to like get out of my comfort zone. Have you guys ever felt like that? Let me know in the comments. I am looking at my other device where I have our comments up. Sometimes they refresh in real time and sometimes they don't. So hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about, because I feel like we often really resist our intuition because it doesn't give us all the answers we want. Often we're only getting these little breadcrumbs that is what we need to move us along. A nudge, a moment of curiosity, a conversation that just stays with you, an inner sense that something really matters, even if you don't know why yet. You're not meant to see the entire road all at once. This is how it is meant to be. You're meant to notice just the next steps and start working on trusting just the next steps. Okay, you guys do know what I'm talking about, this feeling of resistance. We're going to talk more about that later too. But here's something important to note. Breadcrumbs don't always make sense in the moment. We can't always see exactly what the final outcome will be. You might not know what each breadcrumb is connected to yet. And we are working with so many goals and areas of our lives simultaneously all at once. So it's not like these breadcrumbs are color coded where, oh, red goes to my relationships and blue goes to my careers and green goes to my spiritual development. It's not like that, right? We just try our best to figure out where to take action. But these breadcrumbs, even though you might not know what they're connected to or be able to see the big picture yet, it doesn't mean that they aren't meaningful. It means your intuition is inviting you to build that true trust step by step, not all at once, how we were talking about yesterday, so that you can have it in small choices and in huge choices and everything in between. It really is through that relationship that's going to happen. And the truth is, I've been shown over and over in meditation, from my guides, and with my soul, every time I bring this up in like the meeting space with my higher self that we did yesterday, or in the space I meet with my own guides, I've often like challenged when I do feel like I'm getting intuition and feel like I need to know what's going to happen, or is this job going to work out the way I need it to, or please just show me if I take this person back, are they going to break my heart, for example. So I've done all this legwork already. And the truth is, in all of those situations, I did softly know the answers to all of these questions, even though my guides, my soul, are not going to give me all the answers I want. They're only really going to give us the parts that we need. And even though looking back, I did know the truth of some of those situations or the emotions underneath, I was totally unwilling to fully understand the situation anyway. But what I have learned in my personal life and with students and clients again and again is that taking action is what unfolds the next segment of our path. So it's not like we're being like answers are being withheld for us, or we're being like punished or something, or we need to earn those answers. You're worthy just as you are. But the truth is, our path is not already pre-decided for us. And the choices that we make do open and close windows of opportunity on our path, but we're free to make any choice we want anyway, even if the one that even if we do decide to choose the one that we know we like really shouldn't, but we're going to do it anyway. Do you know what I mean? So don't feel like just because you're not getting all the answers that it means that you can't start receiving action steps and taking aligned action in ways that does feel okay to you. So uh, it's really so important to understand the way that these breadcrumbs come in, because I don't want you to miss them, really. And the reason we can't have all the answers right now is because it just hasn't all been decided yet. So the moment by moment, day-to-day choices that we make, each of us in our own lives, does align us to our higher potential. And so do the big pivots, right? But that future potential hasn't been quite fully unfolded yet. And we move towards or away from those areas of potential as we make our choices. So that's why it's so important to be able to have this ongoing relationship with ourselves, so we are receiving that stream of intuition as we move through all of the choices, and, big and small. And part of our job in our human selves is to be able to use our subtle senses, those clairs that we talked about yesterday, and understand how we are feeling underneath, to keep tuning and choosing so that we are moving towards our most aligned path as we go. That's that path that we tuned into on Monday, to move our awareness to that version of us that did make all the aligned choices and take the action at the end of 2026. That's the path we want to tune to. So it really is understanding how we're feeling so we can keep realigning ourselves. And this is how we know our next steps. It's how we know when to pick up a breadcrumb, or when we get a sense, for example, that like a new friend is a forever friend. Have you ever had that? And this can be in really small ways. I have an example of my intuition in a time when I didn't listen to it. I have worked with stomach issues my whole entire life. I know some of you can relate to this. And there are some foods or chemicals that my body just rejects, and I can get really sick in my physical body. And I've more or less learned to manage it, but there have been times where I still chose to have things that my body didn't like. And on this specific day that I'm going to share about quickly, my intuitive example, I ended up having to go to a dinner party. It was in Beverly Hills. This is when I lived in LA. I was like the plus one of someone else, and it was a seated, intimate, like I want to say 14 people dinner in this like amazing housewives style mansion. It was so lovely. And it was a dinner that they had brought in a special chef to make. And there were so many things in there that I couldn't eat, but I was like, okay, I am going to eat these things. And my intuition was kind of making me feel like, oh, you shouldn't, maybe this isn't a good idea. But in my mind, I was like, well, I have the next 2 days off. If I have a little flare up, like I can live with it. I have these days off. But my intuition was kind of softly just like, oh, I don't know if that's the best idea. Maybe you shouldn't do that. So I was receiving the soft nudge of like, don't do it. But it wasn't in words. It was in a feeling. You know, that feeling of like, oh, I really shouldn't do this. And I don't know why I feel this way, but I just feel like this is a bad idea. I'm sure we all know that feeling. Let me know in the comments. So I ate the thing anyway. And I tried to take out as much of the ingredients that I couldn't have, pick them out. But I was like, okay, well, if you have a flare up, you have the day off. And as expected, the next day I felt awful. I was in a lot of like tummy pain. I was really swollen. I get really bloated. So I hunkered down in my bed and I was like, okay, Netflix and tea and I will live. Let's go. But about 3 hours into my binge watching of whatever streaming show I was watching, I was in the full bathroom relay race mode. And when I got back to my bed after yet another race to, the restroom, my phone had a message on it. And a good friend that I knew through work, she was actually a makeup and like special effects artist that I knew from different photo shoots. You kind of get to know some of these people and then you work with them on different shoots and things. She had texted me out of the blue and was like, hey, I just got these tickets yesterday from a friend. I worked on a set and this person has a connection and now they can't use these tickets. And I know it's last minute, but would you want to go with me? They're for the Stevie Wonder charity show at the Nokia and it's tonight. So For those of you that don't know, at the time, Stevie Wonder did like an annual charity thing around the holidays where he performed. He'd have all these guests, like the most amazing stars perform. And the Nokia is a really special theater right in Hollywood. And I couldn't go. A once in a lifetime opportunity. I had to say no. And I was immediately aware of that nudge that I had the previous day from my intuition. And those dots were immediately connected for me. So it can be in even simple ways like that we can start to listen to our intuition, even if we don't understand how it might unfold. And, intuition communicates not always in full sentences. It can really be in like a subtle nudge. It can be in our imagination or where our mind wanders to. It can be in symbols or imagery that we receive in meditation or just in like contemplative walks. It can be in our emotional response to something, right? How we feel. And sometimes it's an emotion that we can name, and sometimes it's just kind of a feeling that we still need to process because we can't quite tell. Oh, is that nervous? Is it uncomfortable? Is it a no in my body? So that discernment is also part of what I teach. Timing can be how our intuition communicates, moments that feel kind of important when we don't know why they feel important. This is why imagination matters so much. This is why personal development matters so much. It's the ways that our intuition speaks to us. Sometimes something can just catch our attention or stir a feeling or linger in your awareness like just a little longer. Sometimes someone says something and it just kind of gives you the ick and you're like, oh, that's weird. I wonder why I feel like that about that. All of it's information from your intuition. It's not information you have to like decode perfectly or that you have to like worry about and do something with, but it's information that's meant for you to notice, to feel into, and to make your choices kind of gently and accordingly. I want to tell you a quick story. Hey guys. Hey Kim. Hey, oh no, Gail's saying, oh no, I'm not sure why you're saying, oh no. Hey Dawn, is that you too? Is that why you're saying ironic that I say that? Oh, Sean, you know that feeling. Okay, great. So you guys are with me. So how do breadcrumbs work? Let's say my client, let's call her Lucy, wants to find a partner. And Lucy connects with her higher self around this desire to find a partner this year. And her intuition doesn't hand her a perfect picture of like that relationship and where to find that person. It's not going to tell her like a date and time to meet this person. Instead, her intuition is going to start to show her moments where she's resisting connection, moments where she is maybe hiding herself away, opportunities to connect or to like invitations to go to an engagement that she might be on the fence about saying yes to, connections between people. She might see an ad for like an app over and over and continues to feel like, oh, I'm uncomfortable with that app. I don't like that idea. Well, it's not about whether she chooses the app or not. It's about what's happening in that resistance underneath that's trying to get her attention to let her know, hey, you're actually holding your perfect partner away because you're not letting yourself, take any of these opportunities, for example. It could be something like a subtle discomfort every time she starts going on dates. Oh, sorry. When she's going on dates, like a subtle discomfort. And it's not about one specific person or their behavior. It's just an uncomfort with like dating itself. So that's showing her all these clues and cues and signs and feelings and synchronicities to tell her, hey, there's more work to do here. You're actually holding this back for yourself. And her soul's really not judging her, but trying to prepare her. So things like breadcrumbs and speed bumps are not obstacles. They're just guidance. Now, as we move forward here, I'm just going to start suggesting for you to, in a moment, choose one of the desires, your goals, or your paths or interests for the year. In just a minute, we're going to start working with that. But I actually want to bring on Rhonda to say hello. Like we were talking about yesterday, it is one thing to like think about how the intuition breadcrumbs us, and it's another thing to hear examples from other people of how we learn to trust our intuition. So please help me welcome Rhonda Thorpe, who's going to share a little bit of her story with us. Hey, girl.
Hi
Good to see
everyone.
you. Thanks for being here. Everyone say hello to
Well,
Rhonda.
hi. Well, thanks for having me because I love any opportunity to talk to anybody who will listen about your courses, your class, and my experience. Um, I think it was like what, 2021-ish or so.
Yeah,
Um,
probably.
Yeah, like I had met you. I'd come to you for a reading, a mediumship reading after losing a loved one. And it wasn't long after that, and that's why I believe in divine timing so much because of the story and how it unfolded
Yeah.
for me. But you started this class, like you were offering this class, and it was just the most perfect divine timing. I remember not only was I grieving, but I had also just closed down my tiny little business that I had, and it didn't survive through COVID. And I was really torn on what my next move was, like career-wise.
Yeah.
And I remember when I saw your offering, I thought, I would really love to be able to like connect to my intuition more and not be going so back and forth about it. And just have more confidence, I guess. And so I took your course, and I remember thinking that I really loved everyone in the class, and you were so warm and welcoming. And I remember we did a lot of meditation, and at first I was like, hold on a second, like I don't know if that's for me. It absolutely changed my life. And it wasn't just meditation, of course,
Yeah.
but those the things, the exercises and everything that we would do, I would continue to do outside of us meeting. And it became a part of my own daily rituals. And before you know it, I felt very aligned and connected in my own intuition. I started sensing my loved ones on the other side more. Before you know it, I'm sensing other people's loved ones on the side, on the other side. And that was really cool. But one of the things that really stands out to me when you're talking about the breadcrumbs
Mhm.
was a few years later. Um, my husband and I are empty nesters, and we had an opportunity to downsize and to move into a very, very much smaller space, but in a very cool, vibrant area of the city. And we've always lived in like a more suburban area in a bigger home because we have 4 kids.
Yeah.
And it was a bit scary to like
Yeah.
downsize. Like we'd never done that before.
Well, and you
And I
also
mean,
kind of are, because of you're such a natural healer and empath, like you're the one that everyone comes to. So it's not just your
yeah,
kiddos, like it's other family
yeah.
members who come stay with you or whatever.
Well, when I say I'm downsizing, like we're moving into like a very small 1 bedroom place, but in a very cool area of town. And that means like no kids are coming home to
Yeah.
like they can't just come home and stay with us like usual, and no other family members. And I was feeling a little well, I was feeling very nervous about that. But everything was just lining up. And like you're saying, the breadcrumbs and what really happened within that is that I had to start asking myself, why am I feeling so anxious about this? Like I'm safe, and um, this clearly seems like an opportunity that would serve to our highest good. So what am I doing to self-sabotage, or why am I allowing myself to stay stuck? And I decided to surrender and just go for it. And it's just been the best experience. In doing so, we've managed to save money and travel. And so that's created all these other new experiences. I felt
Yeah.
like by doing that, my intuition heightened even more. And my work has changed. And, like I know it sounds cliche to say that my life changed, and, from that beginning little breadcrumb a long time ago, but it did, and I'm just forever grateful. So,
Well, I mean, you did the hard work looking at your own stuff as part of it, and it
yeah.
really, I mean, I think that's such a powerful thing because sometimes even when several nudges and timing and things are lining up and we're
Hmm.
still like, yeah, I just still feel unsure about this
Yeah.
decision, let alone when things like don't feel like they're lining up or we can't see like, oh, a clear option
Yeah.
is presenting itself. So, it's
Absolutely.
it's I feel like that's for me anyway, because I know we all live in the day to day. So it's like
Hmm.
powerful to be able to just almost like slow down and recognize, oh, okay, so I'm resisting this thing that seems
Yeah,
good. And what's that about? And that's like really
exactly.
powerful.
Well, and there's so much healing mixed in that too, you know?
Yeah.
So you don't even realize it in the moment, and then you look back and you're like, "Oh, that's why that happened the way it did."
Yeah.
Or, "Oh, I had to get through this obstacle in order to now be on this other side of it." And it just becomes like a snowball effect, and your,
Yeah.
you know, synchronicities and signs and everything tends to let us know that we're on the right path, and it's good.
Well, and I do think it's funny because there is a certain point we can kind of get to with our intuition without working on ourselves. But then
Mhm.
for everyone I've ever seen, it's almost like a stuck point, right? Or like
I
a point
agree.
we
Yeah.
just can't move past. And
Yeah.
I really feel like in everything I've seen, it's that personal development, looking
Mhm.
at ourselves of like, okay, is this from my past? Is this from a pattern? Is this from an old belief? Is this, I mean, and there's so many layers
Yeah.
of healing to do for all of us that like
Well,
so
yeah,
cool.
and if I'm just going to be really transparent, you know, what was lying underneath that was just ego of, just in the downsizing and the moving and not being available to everybody. Like I realized that I
Yeah.
was, leaving my self-worth in the validation of others somehow. And it's like, why,
Yeah.
why would I do that? And it was good. It was so good. So it's not always an easy journey. And, things will arise that cause you to look inside, but it's so healing and
Yeah.
it's wonderful. Yeah.
Well, and it's funny that you brought that up because it is one of the things we're going to look at together in
Yeah.
this little workshop and that we look at in the course is this feeling of like, you had already done a lot of work on yourself. You already had
Yes.
come a really far way
Hmm.
in your life in a lot of ways. And still, even though you didn't immediately recognize it, it's that little people pleasing part of us that's coming
Yeah.
up again of like, oh,
Yes.
everyone else isn't going to like this. And what are the kids going to say that they don't have their rooms anymore? And, so it's
Yeah.
like, again, sometimes we feel like, oh, I already worked on that.
Hmm.
I don't do people pleasing in most areas,
Yeah.
but it continues to like come
Resurface.
around. Yeah. So that
Hmm.
we have more of an opportunity to like peel it
Yeah.
back a little more, heal it a little more, and look how much more free,
Hmm.
like it's an amazing result for you. Cause it's like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, look at all these amazing things that you did
Yeah.
allow just for making that one choice, which the only reason you weren't making the choice was because you needed to do a little work around what was happening for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I just love that example, and thank you for
You're
sharing your
welcome.
story. And
You're welcome.
I'm so proud of you on your journey as a medium and
I'm
really
always
stepping
so
into your
grateful.
gifts.
Yeah.
So I just think you're credible, and everyone is giving you so much love in the comments. So
Oh, thank
lots
you.
of love from
Right back at you.
everyone. And thank you for being here with us today. It was so good to
All
see you. I
right. It's good to
appreciate
see
you.
you. Thank
Talk to you
you.
soon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. And really, Rhonda gives such great examples that I think are so relatable to all of us. And you can see how work like this doesn't stop at just like getting the intuition. We actually have to do something with it to make changes in our real life experience. It continues through practice and support and learning how to trust yourself consistently, not just occasionally. And again, that's the work that we do in the mastermind. So I just again want to remind you about that invitation for those of you that feel the pull. There is that fast acting bonus available if you join by tomorrow at 9 p.m. And I'll share the details later. But just now, just kind of notice if Rhonda's story lands for you. And I also want to share something exciting right now. I am going to be adding some bonus days. I'm going to do them a little bit different, though. We'll talk more about them later, but I'm going to be adding a bonus session where I'm going to do live mini readings for you guys on Zoom. I'll tell you how you need to how you need to do your homework in order to participate in that, and it's totally free. It's going to be part of the bonus days of the workshop. So technically we'll be done at the end of today, but I'm going to do Saturday morning a bonus session, and then Monday afternoon at the same time we'll do kind of a wrap up bonus session. But I'll tell you a little bit more about those in just a little bit because I want to get into this roadmap experience. And remember, as we move into this experience in just a minute here, just allow your soul to have an experience. your intuition, your soul self, your higher self might communicate with you through images or sensations. It might be emotions or words. There might be symbols that you recognize as we move through this experience. It might be just a very quiet knowing or nudge for you from your higher self in the exercise that we're going to do. But I just want you to, as we are going to settle in a minute here, just start to identify that one goal or one area of life that you want to focus on. So in that exercise yesterday, you, whether you did it on live or on the replay or finished up your homework later, we came up with 2 to 3 areas of your life that you want to focus on for 2026. You are in partnership with your higher self, of course, and just now let yourself identify one of those areas. It could be the one that feels the most exciting to you or the most emotionally charged. It could be the one that you got already some like next steps about. Some of you reported getting some next steps already on some of those, and it could be that one. You can choose any one that you want. I'm not going to tell you which one to choose, and I'm going to tell you how to follow up and do the other ones on your own for your homework. So you're going to get to all of them. Don't you panic. And really just allowing information to surface as we move through this exercise. So in just a minute, I'm going to settle you in. We're going to walk through a guided experience. We're going to connect with your higher self in a different way than yesterday. And we are going to take a little higher self guided road trip. So it's going to be a fun little exercise. I'm going to be talking to you through it. I'm going to be making some suggestions. I'm going to be kind of guiding you through this road trip, and I'm going to be encouraging you to notice some certain things. And then after, when we come back out, I'll have you make some notes about your experience just on your own. So if you want to grab a pen and paper now, it's a great time for that, or something to write on or something to write in. It's a great time for that. And we will kind of make some notes for you afterwards. And then I'm going to be telling you what the elements of this meditation mean, because there's a lot of symbology in the meditation that we're about to do. And the things that I'm going to have you notice have symbolic meaning as a communication from your higher self, your soul self to you, about your goal for this year, about what you need to know. So hopefully you've all grabbed a pen and paper for this, the after part of this meditation. Let me take a quick sip of water. Sorry, I know our weather is crazy everywhere and it is so dry here in San Diego. So are you guys ready? Everyone ready and willing and able to do this exercise? Hey, Kristen, good to see you. So just start to find your physical space. Let yourself settle in. And when you're ready, if it's safe to do so where you are, if you're not driving, let yourself settle in and rest your eyes closed. Good. And for all of those of you that I didn't see your hellos, please know I'm not ignoring you. I just don't get to see all of the comments real time on all the platforms necessarily. So just say hello to that breath, that gentle inhale and exhale, not needing to change it or control it, but just letting it settle into a comfortable rhythm, bringing all of your awareness right into the center of your head, right behind your eyes. Good. Say hello to that auric bubble, that personal space bubble around you. And just with your intention, let that bubble be just about an arm's distance on all sides of you. Good. Settle all the way into your physical body, with each breath feeling more relaxed, more at ease. Good. And now I just want you to imagine, envision, intend allowing your crown chakra, or that space just on top of your physical head, to just start to resonate at a gold energy. Even if you're not sure what I mean, just your intention is enough. We have an energetic system in our body called the chakra system, and there's one that resides right on top of our physical head, just above our head. That is called our crown chakra. And lots of information moves through this area. So just with your intention, awareness, just imagine allowing that crown chakra to shift to a beautiful color of gold, warm, rich, comfortable. And let that crown fill more and more with this beautiful golden light energy. And as it fills, imagine letting it emanate, shining out from you, shining down through all of your auric field, through your physical body. Good. Really just giving you the space and the alignment to move into this exercise. Good. Saying hello to that higher self of you, pouring down over you at all times. Just acknowledging that soul connection with your higher self. Good. Now I'm just going to start guiding you, and just go where I invite you and allow yourself to have an experience. Don't judge what shows up for you. Just notice. It all has bits of information, and you don't need to judge or change or argue. So just start to imagine letting your awareness wander out of the room that you're in and towards your front door. Just the front door of the space that you're in or where you live. And as you arrive at your front door from the inside, just notice that to one side of your door there is a hook, a little hook. And on this hook is hanging a glistening set of keys. There's just a couple keys on this hook and maybe a keychain. And allow yourself to reach out and pick up those keys. And notice if there is a little keychain on there, what it is, what it feels like. Is there a texture? Is there a shape? What do you know about it? And then just allow yourself in your imagination, in your mind's eye, to move right through that front door, right outside, to find a beautiful car awaiting for you. Now, this car represents this specific goal that you've chosen to work on in this exercise, one of those 3 for you. So just notice what kind of car this is. Is it large? Is it small? Is it a race car? Is it an SUV? Is it a truck? What shows up for you? Any color to the outside of the car as you notice it? And it's almost like that car has a soul or a spirit of its own. Has a little bit of a personality. And let yourself get inside this car when you're ready. Put your keys in that ignition. Starts right up. Perfect hum. That's the keys to this part of your journey. And just notice anything else you notice about the interior of this vehicle. Good. Just noticing's enough. You don't need to make anything happen or create anything extra. And there'll be a chance for you to repeat this again on your own. And then to your side, on the passenger side, just start to get a sense, notice, recognize, say hello to your higher self. And that higher self might appear the way they did in your higher self meeting room yesterday. They might appear as a light or an energy, a color, a figure. Whatever shows up is fine. And even if you don't feel like you see or sense anything, just know that your higher self is here with you in partnership for this little road trip where we're going to learn more about this goal of yours for this year. Good. And now that you've started the car, just let yourself pull out onto the road. It's not quite the road outside your house, though. This road is different. This is almost the type of road that you might see in a dream. It doesn't necessarily have to make perfect sense or rhyme or reason. But as you start your drive, I just want you to start to notice, what is the weather like on this road trip, on this path? Is it a beautiful sunny day? Are there sunset colors streaming across the sky? Is it a storm of some kind? Are there dark clouds or birds chirping? As you start to drive down this open road, just notice what you notice. Good. And there's going to be some times when we're on this little road trip that you might hear me pause or be quiet. Don't worry, the stream is not stopped. I'm just going to give you some space to let your imagination and your subtle psychic senses work together. And as you continue down this open road, what is the scenery like? Is it a big, wide, empty 4-lane highway? Is it a desert 2-lane road? Is it a busy metropolitan packed street that you're moving down? What's the scenery off to the sides? Are you out in nature somewhere? Are you somewhere otherworldly as you drive further and further down this road? Is there any nature around you? Do you get a sense of a familiarity, or is this a totally new place that you've not been? And just continue to take some breaths and notice whatever scenery you're aware of. And again, you can say hello to your higher self next to you as you notice. Good. And you're steering the car, but there is an element of self-driving. This car just knows where to go as it moves forward on the timeline in this road trip that we're taking together. Good. And just up ahead there, you start to notice an incline, like a hill. And as you start to become aware of this hill, just get a sense of if you feel like the hill is tiny or is it a big hill? Is it a winding hill that you're going to have to really work to get over? Or is it a hill that you can kind of almost see right to the other side of? And let yourself drive up this hill, noticing if the scenery changes, if anything's different. Good. And just continue on. And as you move all the way over this hill, just notice what the terrain looks like as you look back over that hill. Is it bumpy? Is it smooth? Was it jagged and unpaved? Or was it really easy and soft, even though it was twisty for you? Whatever type of terrain shows up for you, just information. Good. And next, as you come to the bottom of that hill, let yourself continue to drive forward. And strangely, for this area where you are, you notice a set of speed bumps just ahead. And as you start to come to those speed bumps, just notice how you feel as you approach them. Do you start to feel a little resistant? Do you start to feel like you want to slow down or like you want to brace yourself? Do you start to want to count the speed bumps or look for signs about the speed bumps? Sorry, I know you guys can hear that little ambient noise. And just let yourself continue moving over those speed bumps, but notice any emotions that come up, anywhere your mind wants to wander to, any colors that come in or thoughts that come in. What comes up for you here as you drive over this set of speed bumps? Good. And let yourself continue down that road, enjoying the scenery, noticing anything else that you're aware of. And just up ahead, you notice a sign that is directing you off to one side. And see if you can get a sense of what that sign says. Is it a billboard that's big? Is it a small sign with an arrow? See if you can notice what that sign is about. Is it a caution sign? Is it an invitation? Is it inviting you to a restaurant or a detour or a scenery or experience of some kind? Just see what you notice. Good. As you continue to move towards that sign, notice if there are any other sensory experiences that you're aware of. Is there a color? Is there wording? Are there pictures or symbols on that sign? You might not know exactly what it says, but somehow you know that sign is for you on this journey. Good. And continue to move down this road. And as you drive past that sign, just start to notice the road veering off to one side where you notice that there's a viewpoint where you can get an even better view of that sign and of the scenery near where you're driving on this road. And let yourself safely pull over to that overlook. You might look back at that sign and see if there's anything else you notice about it. But as you pull safely over to that overlook with your higher self, just allow yourself to notice, to listen. Is there something playing on that radio of your car? Or perhaps there's an in-dash screen that has a message for you, or a color, or an emotion. Perhaps you now recognize a picture on that sign or something interesting that is out there in that overlook. And what is this overlook trying to communicate to you about your goal, this avenue of your path for this year? How do you feel about this overlook? Do you feel excited? Do you feel curious? Do you feel impatient? Do you feel nervous, like you don't want to go too close to the edge? Do you feel ease, like you're right where you're supposed to be? Good. And take just a moment and look over at your higher self and just notice if there's any guidance that you feel like that your higher self is offering you. Any next steps? Any cautions? Is your higher self pointing to any area in your emotions or any more information about this goal? And remember, you might not get all the answers right now. Sometimes it can come in later when we're not thinking about it at all. Good. And just imagine giving some gratitude for your higher self as you now start to turn back out onto that main road and just allow it to loop you gently right back around, heading back towards that starting point, but in a way that's smooth and easy, comfortable, smooth sailing as you head all the way back to where you started, letting yourself pull into that place right in front of your home or your dwelling. And again, taking a notice of that vehicle. If any colors pop up to you or anything about it, anything at all. And notice the time of day. Is it still the same time of day? Has it changed to nighttime? Is there anything else you're aware of? Good. And now just start to let your awareness wander back in through your front door. Hang up that key on that hook. Back down your hall, making yourself all the way back to the place that you're physically sitting in your awareness. And let your awareness move right back into the center of your head, right behind your eyes. Good. Still enveloped by that warm, rich, golden light. Just let yourself fill in even a little bit more now. Good. And with each breath, just allowing yourself to become a little more aware of present time and space. Good. A little more aware of the temperature of the air around you. Good. And when you're ready, you can gently stretch or move. And when you feel completely ready, you can open your eyes and come all the way back to me. How are you guys feeling as you come in? If you were able to grab your pen and paper, just make some notes for yourself about the car, about the scenery, about the weather, about the hill and the speed bumps, about any emotions you felt, about that sign, your overlook, those messages that might have been on your dashboard or your sign or from your higher self. And even make a note about your keys or the keychain you did or didn't have. Good. And take just a minute to make some notes for yourself. And then I'm going to talk you through a little bit more about what these items mean so that you can do the homework. And then I'm going to share some exciting announcements with you and about the bonus session on Saturday with the mini readings and what we're going to do, because everyone always loves these mini reading sessions and I love doing them. It's always such a great energy. And I love being live on Zoom with you guys for them. You guys all back? Did everyone make it back okay? Let me know in the comments if you guys are back from our guided experience. And I'm starting to see some of the YouTube comments. So hello to Joe and hello to Candace. It's so good to see you, Candace HK. Lots of love to you. She's a friend of our group here. Okay, well, I think you guys are back. I can't quite tell. It does show me who's watching, but no one's commenting. So hopefully, like I said, sometimes these comments don't update in real time for me in the way that I wish that they did. Okay, I see some little hearts flowing. Okay, good. So you guys are back. Okay, so hopefully you've made some notes for yourself. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about what some of the symbology means, what some of this imagery means for you in this experience. And then I'm going to give you the homework and we'll chat some more. So really, some of it is just noticing how much you're allowing yourself to expand into the experience, to just trust what you receive. This is part of expanding and playing with our psychic gifts, which we do in the mentorship. The car itself represents this particular goal, right? Because we chose 2 or 3 and you can replicate it. If you see on your little map here, you can do one of these for each of the 2 to 3 goals that you chose. So, okay, you guys are here. Wonderful. Kristen said, I saw everything very clearly and heard follow the sign. It will always lead you somewhere beautiful. Oh, perfect. Jill's back from the road trip. Wonderful. Sarah, you're here. Okay, perfect. So the car actually represents this goal for you for the year. So some things you can just kind of ponder over these next couple days as you do the homework and repeat this with your other 1 to 2 goals is noticing, okay, is it a big car like I feel in charge or like I need protection? Is it a little car like I feel like I need to move fast or like I know I'm going to be very agile in this goal? The color of the car can tell you something. And that's part of what we're going to go over in this mini reading on Saturday, which I'm excited about. I want you to also note the weather. The weather is telling you how you're already orienting to the overall feeling of this goal. Are you feeling stormy and nervous? Are you feeling bright, sunny day? Are you feeling excited about the colorful nature of this experience? So the weather sort of starts to orient you to your subconscious feelings or beliefs about the goal as a whole, as does the road itself. So anything you noticed about your road, the texture, was it cobblestones? Were you flying above the road? Was it a wide road? Was it a skinny road? And start to feel into how that represents also this part of your journey, your path. We talked about the hill and the speed bumps. These ultimately represent, you'll see it on the map here when you download it or print it, potential speed bumps and obstacles, which we're going to talk more about on Monday's bonus session. I'm going to coach you on this because the obstacles and speed bumps that this hill and the speed bumps represent, this is that thing between when we know what we want and we're not getting to it, right? What are the emotions or the resistance or our usual suspects of things that come up for us in our fear or self-sabotage or patterns we're trying to break? How many of you feel like you notice a pattern and it's the same pattern for you over and over, and maybe it's even in different areas of your life and you can't quite break it? We do a lot of this in the mentorship because this is a big part of it, right? It's one thing to use the intuition. It's another thing to know how to take action, when to take action, how to get out of our own way about the opportunities that do show up. So start feeling into your experience. This hill, was it a big hill where it was like, oh my gosh, this is so much to surmount? The speed bumps, did you feel annoyed? Did you feel playful? Did you feel confused? Same with the hill. They're a very similar vibe, right? So just taking note of what you noticed about those in your experience. What did your subconscious create? The sign itself, that sign that we noticed, was yours a giant billboard? Was it a tiny, tiny sign? Were there symbols on your sign? Was there wording? Were there pictures? Were there colors? All of this has meaning for you. If there's a symbol on the sign and you are like, I don't know what this symbol means, it is a symbol for you about this goal on your journey, right? So let's just hypothetically say, on my sign, there was a heart. And I don't know what that heart means in relation to my goal. Well, you could go in a meeting with your higher self, like we learned yesterday, and say, I'm open for understanding about what this heart means as it relates to my goal. Or you could also assign it as a symbol that when you see hearts, you're going to know that it's your higher self communicating to you about this goal, that you're on the right track, you're on the right path. It's a literal sign for you, so you can use it that way. Was the sign welcoming? Was it a danger sign? That's letting you know there's some fear in there for you about receiving guidance, right? Where in this whole experience did you feel resistance or yeah, so just noticing the emotions underneath. The big sign, what was that? And then the overlook, what were you overlooking? Was it a scene? Was it a feeling? Was it a color? Were you floating in the sky? What were you aware of? Were there people? Were there no people? And this all has similar information for you about the excitement that you're hoping for at the end of the road. Does it feel vast and open with possibilities? Does it feel like a cavern that you're scared of? Because sometimes we're blocking ourselves because there's something at the end of that goal that freaks us out, or that we feel, lots of things that can be as part of personal development, unworthiness or fear of failure or fear of success. Or so that's what that overlook represents. And the keychain is also another way for you to have a symbol or like a sign with your higher self for this specific goal or part of your path, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you guys are kind of starting to see and be able to interpret what this journey is telling you about this specific goal that you chose to take the road trip for. So this road trip with your higher self, we're going to replicate, and I'll tell you about the homework because that's part of the homework. But just as you continue to process this through the night and through tomorrow, just let yourself breathe, let yourself have some spaciousness, and just really spend some time unpacking what you noticed, because your soul already knows. It already knows what your true desire is. It already knows what you need to do to move towards that desire, what you need to let go of, where you're misaligned with like an old belief or an old pattern or an old like program, we sometimes call it. And what you experience might feel clear right now, or it might still feel a little watery. That's normal. It's actually part of how intuition works, because a lot of what comes through in these types of experiences is it's not meant to be like mentally solved in the moment. It's meant to continue to percolate, to bubble up wisdom or inspiration into our awareness. It's meant for you to live with it so it can continue unfolding and giving you more information, so that tonight, tomorrow, over the next couple days, pay attention to what repeats. What keeps tugging at you? What shows up as like a whisper or a nudge or a knowing about all of this that we just did? It doesn't have to be even like a loud nudge, but just what is in your knowing about what we just talked about as it relates to this specific goal on your path. Now, I want to speak to something gently, of course, but directly. A lot of people can have a powerful experience like the one that you just had, or the ones that you've had over the last couple of days, where you are getting a clear understanding about your theme or your goals or your feelings. And then they just go right back to regular life. They get in their phone, they they open their phone, they get pulled back into other people's needs, into the noise, the opinions, the urgency of life, the responsibility, the uncertainty of things in our world. And our mind gets loud again. And then doubt creeps in. And suddenly, what felt obvious in the experience becomes very complicated as we try to move into it in real life. So if you recognize a pattern like that in yourself, I want you to hear me clearly. It doesn't mean that you're not intuitive. It doesn't mean that you are doing it wrong. It means that you need more of a consistent container that protects what you're receiving long enough for you to work through it and for it to become real action and real change in your life. Because intuition is not just like a one-time experience. I always say it's a relationship, not a light switch. It's information plus action. And action is where most people fall off. They receive the nudge and then they don't respond or don't know what to do with it. And when we don't respond, often we feel like the signal gets quieter and our mind gets louder, racing and often telling us all kinds of things that aren't true. And at the end, you end up right back in the same place, watching another year pass you by. So when people ask me, how do I make this stick? My answer is almost always the same. You need a structure, you need repetition and reinforcement, you need tools that actually work and support to guide you through practicing and working with those tools. You need a space that keeps calling you back to your own truth and reminding you that you can get your own answers when the world pulls you all directions. And that's exactly what the intuitive mastermind is. And I want to frame it in a really grounded way for you. In times like this, with all the chaos and noise and uncertainty of the world, intuition is not just a cute extra for us to have. It's not just like, oh, it's nice to have. It's a lifeline because the world is loud, it's unpredictable, it's fast. There is so much misinformation and disinformation and chaos swirling around us. And our intuition is constantly trying to help us, to support us, uh, opposite of what the world seems to be doing right now, which is tell you who you should be and what you should do and what you shouldn't want and what you should be afraid of. And but your higher self actually doesn't lie, and your inner knowing, this inner soul of you, doesn't lie to you. And when you're connected to that part of yourself in a consistent way, you stop depending on chaos to tell you what's next. You start um, looking within or being grounded into your own information. You stop chasing external answers. You stop waiting for everything to calm down before you feel safe enough to move. Have you ever done that? I feel like that's part of what I did during COVID. You start learning how to tell when it's time to take action and when it's time to pause. You start feeling what's true, even when logic can't fully explain it yet. That changes everything. And it changes how you make decisions, how you choose relationships, what you say yes and no to, what you stop forcing and what you allow. It changes how you handle uncertainty and decisions because instead of spiraling, you're calm and grounded and truly guided. And here's one of the biggest benefits that people don't expect. When you're truly connected to your intuition, you waste less time. You stop overthinking all the time. You are not replaying conversations or writing an email over and over again in your mind. You stop second guessing. You stop outsourcing your clarity. You really become the kind of person that can say, I know what I'm sensing. I know what I need to do next, and then actually take small aligned actions to do it. It's the only way we move from where we are now to where we want to go. And it's not because you suddenly have a perfect life. It's because you have a relationship with your own guidance and there's action to it. And here's the truth. The reason clarity feels hard or scattered or inconsistent, even after real experiences like this, is because you just haven't had a space that helps you translate what you feel and work on the personal development side and move towards a life that you can live with confidence and purpose. And most people have tried, like me, a bunch of self-help books and motivational workshops and spiritual tools and oracle cards and mindset hacks and three-step methods until they feel so confused and turned around and exhausted, but they still feel stuck. And that's because none of these give you what your soul really needs, which is trust in your own inner guidance and unshakable clarity about your next small steps or actions. So, this is exactly why I created the Intuitive Edge Mastermind. It's not another feel good fluff program. It's not just a workshop or a pep talk. It really is life-changing, immersive experience that helps you shift from feeling stuck and settling to thriving and fully aligned. And it's where intuition leads and doors open and your life begins to feel easier and more clear and more confident. We do things like break through old patterns that keep you playing small. Not only do we reconnect with your intuition and your higher self regularly to help you feel that voice stronger, but also you understand what success feels like and you know how to move towards it in an aligned way. You're not stuck in self-doubt in business or relationships or life in general. And that calm clarity replaces that uncertainty because you know how to access it and take action on it at any time. The alignment of your energy and emotions and actions shows up so that opportunities and relationships and the pieces of our life where we live start to flow in a more effortless way and a more aligned way. So what are we doing in this mastermind? We meet live on Zoom 3 times a month. Everything is recorded. So even if you can't make the lives, there are some people that can't make the lives because they're in different time zones, etc. But it's all in your student portal. So you can watch anytime that suits you, revisit the lessons, save all the lessons to your own private library. We do an activation session every month where I'm teaching you about a topic, activating your awareness in your own body of how you actually react to this right now, what's blocking you, where you're holding yourself back, where you're out of alignment with the actions you need to be taking. We do an integration session, which often has some kind of psychic play where we really start then moving this into our real life. And then we do an empower session, which is a version of a group mixer, which I haven't quite announced to my group. Some of you are on here, so hello. We are going to start doing mini readings monthly in those empower sessions as well, because everyone loves the mini readings. And I really want you guys to have that confirmation, that affirmation of a mentor, so that when you're getting your own information, then I'm reading for you guys once a month on things, and you're really getting that validation of, okay, I'm in alignment, this is moving forward, and we can do fine tuning. And these revolve each month around an energetic theme. February next month, which you'll be joining for, is manifestation month. So that is the topic that we'll be working on, looking at where we're blocking our manifestations, what our beliefs are about whether we can have the manifestation we want, and how to start moving it forward into real life action. So when you're truly using your own intuitive edge, you stop second guessing, you stop waiting for the world to calm down or overanalyzing every decision, worrying and relying on everyone else's opinions, and you start really trusting that inner compass, feeling grounded in certainty, feeling like you can move forward with confidence, and experiencing alignment that feels real in your everyday life. And again, none of this is about perfection. It's about using the tools that we can in deep, practical, life affirming ways so that you have a true relationship with your own inner guidance, and you can like actually create what you want in your career, relationships, finances, purpose. I often get asked, who is this mentorship for? And it's for you if you're feeling like you're stuck in like decision fatigue. It's for you if you want true clarity instead of just temporary insights. If you want to feel calm and confident as you navigate your life. If you want to know what your intuitive signal feels like, not someone else's. If you're ready to start taking action on what your intuition is telling you. You may have tried other programs before and found some valuable things, yet you still feel like something's missing. That's because most programs teach strategy. And in the Intuitive Edge Mastermind, we're teaching personal development, intuitive alignment, and real application into your life. Plus, you're getting coaching and support and now readings as part of our monthly work together. And this combination shifts not just the way we think, but like the whole outcomes of our lives. So it's ongoing, it's every month. And we do these exercises together in a group. The group already exists. So you'll be joining an amazing group of wonderful folks. Sarah is actually saying she's got to go grab dinner because we do have a mastermind class tonight, those that are already in the group. So I will see you in class, Sarah. So really, you know, it's an amazing opportunity. I want to address quickly a couple of the most common questions that come up right here. Sometimes people will ask, like, what if I'm not sure if this will work for me? Maybe it works for other people, but what about me? If you had a real experience today or any of the days of this workshop, even a subtle one, it's evidence that you have already access to your intuition. And it's not about whether you're intuitive enough. It's about whether you're willing to practice your relationship and really want to grow and expand. It just takes willingness. Some people say, what if I don't have time? I get it. Life is busy, but here's the truth. When you are disconnected from your intuition, everything takes longer. You spend so much time second guessing and over researching and being in a mental spin. We stall, we stop and start, and we waste so much time and energy on pining over our decisions that this container actually gives you momentum and it keeps you going with clarity instead of waiting for a perfect moment. So in that way, it actually saves you time. Plus, you could do it on your own time schedule since everything is recorded, even though there's a live option. If you can't make it, you can catch up on your own time. If you want to revisit and do the exercises again, you have access to that and you can save them so you have the tools in your own library forever. What if money feels tight or investing feels scary? I completely understand that too, especially right now. But what I've seen again and again is this: when you learn to trust your intuition, you actually stop wasting money on the things that you don't need, that aren't going to bring you true happiness. You stop saying yes to things that drain you. You stop forcing outcomes that aren't aligned, which waste your time and money. You stop chasing other people's benchmarks for life, and one aligned decision can change everything. And most people do have some expansion in their career zone. Plus, I'm so confident that this will work for you, for any of you, that there is no year-long commitment with this program. You can cancel at any time. So it's not like you're locked into a year of this. If you try it for a month and you decide it's not for me, and this I wasn't going to say this, but I'm going to say it to you. The main level of the program that gets you access to all the lives and the mini readings we're going to start doing in there. It's less than a cup of coffee every day for the month. So I've made it very accessible, and this is just for anyone who wants to be done living in a I don't know way, who wants to be able to use their sensitivity as a superpower. It's really about patience and consistency and real life application. So I would just invite you to sit with this with your higher self and see, is this the level of support I'm ready for this year? What would shift if I had consistent structure instead of trying to do this all on my own? What would change if I actually followed through on the guidance and inspiration I'm already receiving? And whether you decide to join the program or not, you are invited to the bonus sessions. So tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, I would love for you guys to repeat the exercise we did today with the other two goals and make sure you're filling out the roadmap. And if you go through the assessment afterwards, the questions we talked about, how did you feel about your car? What color was it? What did it look like? You'll start to be able to fill in your intuitive guidance for the year and your potential speed bumps, and a bonus session Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, where we will really go a little bit deeper into the speed bumps that we all encounter in life, because that's the part that keeps us from moving from where we are to what we really want to be experiencing, our goals or our desires. So we'll dig a little deeper into that in our bonus session Monday. So what I need from you to join the Zoom group on Saturday, I'm doing live mini readings on Saturday as a special bonus for all of you who are really participating so much. I'm so proud of you. You need to you don't have to print it out, but fill out the segments, even if it's on a separate piece of paper. This map is in the Facebook group, and it also is emailed out to everyone. We will email it out again. So if you didn't sign up for the workshop, make sure you go to my website, joyfulmedium.com. I think it's still on the homepage, and sign up for this workshop that's just finishing. So you'll get the map. And there's some extras. You're going to get the Zoom link in your email as well. So make sure that you're on my email list so you can get that. And we'll be together Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. Please check your time zone. Bring the work that you did from the exercise today and from the other two goals that you have. So your 3 goals, you're going to do the whole roadmap process with the experience we did. You're going to understand your speed bumps, your emotions, the resistance that is coming up, some emotions around your map. And then Saturday, I'm going to read on the maps for you. I'm going to read on your one goal you can choose and your theme for the year, and just give you some more information. And then since you'll be live with me, we're going to go over the map together after I read on it, so you can have some validation that you are understanding things in alignment, that you are going to be able to make some choices and actions. And some of you already were getting some action steps, which is part of this just opening to your higher self of what are my next smallest action steps towards this goal. So that's also part of the homework, getting the action steps, at least 2 or 3 small, simple action steps for each goal. And then Saturday, so you have to do the homework to come Saturday. Please don't come and say, I didn't do any of it, but I want a reading anyway. This is what we're reading on: your 2026 theme, your goal, and the speed bumps that are going to come up for you, the intuitive guidance, the heads up from your spirit team or your soul about this specific goal for you and this theme for you for the year. And then Monday, we'll also finish filling in this one. So just so you know, I'm so excited for you guys to be getting a little more detail on this. And I think if you could have your roadmap for 2026 lined out, it's just going to really help you reach the goals and things that you actually want to experience that are important to you. And for those of you that are ready to take the next step with me, please check out the Intuitive Edge Mastermind info page. It's on my website, joyfulmedium.com. In the menu bar, you'll see a tab that says Intuitive Edge Mastermind. Read all about it. If you have questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. You can email me, joy@joyfulmedium.com. And just so you know, I don't open enrollment to this all the time. This is not something that you can join anytime. I only open it once in a while because I really intentionally stay close to my students and work and mentor. And because these sessions are live and many of the class does attend the live sessions, I'm really working in a very real-time way with what is going on in our world, what's coming up for the students. And again, you can still participate on the replays, and you don't have to miss the class mini readings. Like if you join the class and you can't make the live sessions, I do have an option for some of our lovely friends in other countries who can't ever make the lives. They will give me permission and I'll still read for them on our group container reading sessions. So it's 3 live sessions a month. Everything is recorded. There are some amazing bonuses. And again, for homework, I'm going to make a homework post right after this, and you can comment in the homework, and then you're going to do this experience 2 more times. You'll finish evaluating your one from tonight through the evening, tomorrow, sit with it, get more details, and then you'll complete the process for the other 2 so that I can do the reading for you on it Saturday, live on Zoom. The Zoom link will be sent out to your email. It will be live with me, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern on Saturday, this Saturday. I don't know the date of this Saturday. I think it's the 30th. And Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, we will do the final bonus session, which will really be dialing into those speed bumps so you can know like what are the potential speed bumps that could hold you back from this goal and how do you overcome them. We're going to really dive into that on Monday. So join me Saturday. I hope you guys will do the homework. I hope you will participate in the homework. And Kim Renee was our surprise prize winner. And you know what? Actually, those of you that continue to participate in the homework for today's homework post and comment also about today's exercise and then the other 1 or 2 that you do for yourself. And I'll do another prize drawing on Monday for everyone who keeps participating, because I just love doing these with you guys. So thank you so much for being here. Big hugs, lots of love. If you have questions about the workshop, let me know. The bonus group reading for the mentorship, if you sign up by tomorrow evening, you will get access to a live reading, mini reading bonus session with me where we'll go even deeper into something happening in your life. Those will be mini groups live on a totally separate Zoom, totally separate from the one that you get with the mentorship class, and totally separate from the one that we're doing Saturday as a bonus session for this workshop. So I hope that all makes sense. I'm trying to give as many bonuses as I can. Big hugs, lots of love. I will talk to you all so soon, and see you Saturday for our live Zoom reading session. And please come with your homework done, because that is the way I'm going to read. And I will talk to you all so soon. Bye for now.